Hi guys, today we're going to react to TSUMI no Kaori, which translates to the flavor or the scent of sin by Fujii Kaze. This is a Buy Me a Coffee request from Mr. Patron. Thank you, Mr. Patron, for yet another request. We appreciate all your ongoing support.
Yep, thank you, Mr. Patron. We appreciate the ongoing support and for bringing us back to Fujii Kaze. Let's check it out.
Flavor of Sin.
First of all, it's interesting how cool it felt to listen to Fujii Kaze again. I mean, it's been a while. It's kind of nothing to do with it, but we had to take a bit of a break in recording. So it's actually been a while since we recorded all together. But I felt like I missed him. As soon as he started singing, I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. I remember this. This sounds good. And there's just something about him that always works on me. And that's the way he plays with the tempo and the tune coming up to the choruses. And it's always catchy and interesting, even though I don't speak a word. So yeah, love Fujii Kaze. This is really cool.
Yeah, I do too. His signature has become so recognizable, to me at least, just from what we reacted to so far. If I were to hear this song without knowing it's Fujii Kaze, without looking at the video, I would know it's him.
100%.
And the way he starts it, it makes me think about dream sequences in fantasy films. Like you're plunging down a rabbit hole, like Alice. He gives a somewhat positive spin. The song kind of hints that there's something stressful in the subject matter, although it's conveyed with positive energy. He does that often. He gives you a positive vibing song, and yet he talks about really serious matters. That's something that I've also noticed and I really like about his work.
Yeah, he tackles serious subjects with kind of like a breezy attitude. So he's like saying, life is hard, but we don't have to always take it that way. Something like that, which adds to his coolness. And something we've discussed before is that he's kind of like a pop R&B artist, but there's like a heavy jazz influence, especially in some of the musical arrangement and the way he plays with the tune, and I just love that.
I mentioned it before while reacting to Fujii Kaze. I often think about the band Earth, Wind and Fire when we react to his songs. There's something similar in the vibe, even in the music to some extent, but more in the vibe when I listen to his songs. I said earlier that the intro reminds me of a dream sequence of going down the rabbit hole. He's performing in pajamas, and there's a digital display of like a swirling tunnel above him and behind him. It's like, that's exactly what I was going for, and I didn't notice it at the beginning. I just noticed it now. It's a very catchy song. I think most of his songs are very catchy. It's easy for him to embed it in your brain. His rhythm and his music and the way he performs, everything about it screams Fujii Kaze because he's honed his own signature. He's a very prolific, very proficient artist. He also has a very proficient team. The music is like very precise. He's very likable. It's very easy to love his work and him as an artist. Regarding the subject matter, I said before that it tackles a very serious matter. I think generally speaking, it talks about dealing with addiction or otherwise falling into the ancient trap of instant gratification instead of growth. It can mean anything: addiction to alcohol, to drugs, even procrastination to some extent, laziness. It's also a form of addiction. It's like he's battling with himself. It's like he's singing the song to himself as he battles these addictions. There are lines there that refer to possibly types of addictions that a person can have. Even going by the title, The Flavor of Sin, it goes to show how intoxicating the addiction to sin can be and how it damages growth.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's sin on many and any levels. And it's something that repeats from a previous song of his that we've done, that it seems to refer to that struggle between like a person's heart, their desires and whatever, and their rationality. So it's almost in a way like a struggle with growth. Like you want to stay young and keep doing the things that you've always done, but you also want to grow up and mature and improve. So I think that's where it's kind of coming from as a sort of a broad thing. But yeah, it does go into all these things, and it talks about laziness, and it seems to kind of wrap itself in some sort of a world of a relationship. But as we know from Fujii Kaze, it's rarely that. It's usually from him to himself kind of thing. And I just find that his songs seem to be like a therapy session that are directed at himself, but at the same time, it also helps whoever else is listening. Like you said before, the topics are always maybe a little bit dark, or there's some sort of a negativity somewhere in there. But to me, it's always a feel-good song somehow.
Yeah, he weaves the feel-good and the subtext of the entire performance, not just the subject matter. He wants to give you a good experience. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, and you referred to him being in something that looks like pajamas, but he was also standing at one point just singing with like his hands in his pockets, just so casual, like,
Yeah.
I'm just here doing this thing.
Yeah. Oh, look, a stage. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just makes him like even more endearing. And that's just something that, like you said, you can't help but like him. Just awesome. Yeah.
There's a verse there that goes, "Ego, could you shut the F up, please? I don't want you to be here anymore. Nobody, nothing's supposed to be here. This is divine place. Do not disturb." And there's a similar verse regarding desire. It's like he's banishing these elements from his psyche, ego and desire. Those are the things that you would likely lean on when you try to convince yourself that you don't have a problem. When you indulge in destructive addictions, the ego comes into play as to say, I don't need help, I can handle it. And desire comes into play when you give yourself leniency, when you say, hey, live a little. That's desire. Drink that drink, smoke that cigarette, do those drugs. It's like those are the demons that he's battling. And at the end of the second verse, he says, seems like my nose is starting to work. To me, it means when you're addicted and when you're deep in that rabbit hole, you become desensitized to everything that's good. All you care about is the next fix, the next escape from pain, from real life. So when you try to snap out of it and try to rehabilitate yourself, clean yourself from all these destructive addictions, your senses become heightened. You can smell things again. Like if you were to wean off cigarettes or even alcohol, you can smell better. So it seems like my nose is starting to work. To me, it means I'm on the path to recovery.
Yeah, because there's also an element of, I guess, lack of self-awareness or denial when you're addicted. He even says at one point that it's almost like it kind of sneaks up on you, sneaking on its tippy toes or something like that. You're already at a point where obviously he's referring to some people in general, but to his own personality in a way, or the narrator, not necessarily Fujii Kaze himself. Even very close to the beginning, I think he said, laziness is killing me. It's always easier to succumb, but my heart knows. And he basically says that, if I keep this going, I'm going to end up crying. He says, my self-control is garbage. I spoil myself pretending not to know, but I can't stand it any longer because I'm under threat. So he realizes this is hurting him in some way, and this is going to be a problem ongoing. So at least that self-awareness and maturity are coming into play, and now he's going to make a change. So it makes for a positive song that talks about a negative aspect of oneself. The way he delivers and the music, the whole arrangement, the catchy aspect, the way he performs, just all kind of comes together to, you know, for this kind of like a wonderful creation. So I'm just really loving him as an artist overall.
Yeah, yeah. It kind of reminds me the uphill battle with demons that push you down to addictions. That uphill battle is in your terminology of recovery. When people in AA, Alcoholic Anonymous, gather, they always present themselves as, "Hi, my name is so-and-so, and I'm an alcoholic," even though they are in recovery. So when you fall into severe addictions and then when you work to cure yourself from them, to those people, just to remind themselves that it's a slippery slope and they can relapse at any moment, they refer to themselves as recovering alcoholics or recovering drug addicts because the demons never go away. It's an endless battle. That's the responsibility that they take upon themselves.
Yes, that's because addiction is considered an illness, and once you're an addict, you are an addict for life. You just might not be using or whatever at that time, but you're still an addict. And I think that's sort of why they say, you know, I'm an alcoholic, I'm a drug addict, in those meetings, because one of the steps is obviously coming to terms and admitting what you are, what you've done, and all the rest of it. And it seems like this song is kind of that to a certain respect. It's got that going for it, like saying, you know, this is what I am, what I've been, and now I'm going to make a change. And even though this is part of my personality, I am stronger than that.
Yeah. And it kind of feels like it offers no real resolution, but aids people who feel the same to use the song as sort of an anthem for their own recovery.
Well, towards the end, he says, it's never too late when you realize, please have mercy before everything fades away. So realizes sort of what's on the scales, and that if he doesn't do something, then he'll hit that sort of point of no return. Even though it's never too late, you're going to lose so much. And he says that final verse, now I've got nothing to be ashamed of. I've got nothing else to be scared of. Now I've got nothing to be ashamed of. I've got nothing else to be scared of. So basically just repeats that, and it's that admission, and let's move forward rather than stay stuck in a rut.
Yeah, it's a very adequate example for the saying the truth will set you free.
And again, excellent song, another awesome one from Fujii Kaze. Thank you, MisterPatron, for another awesome request. We've really enjoyed discussing this one, listening to this one, another awesome song from an awesome artist. So thank you so much for the ongoing support.
Yeah, thanks, MisterPatron, for taking us back to Fujii Kaze. We enjoyed reacting to this song very much. More like this will be much appreciated. And thank you for all your ongoing support. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you'll get notified on all our future videos. If you have a song in mind you'd like us to react to, please make a request through BuyMeACoffee. The link is at the top of the description below. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time.
As always, sometime around now, our Fujii Kaze Reactions playlist should be up on the screen. Please give it a click, check them out. There's some awesome songs in there. The guy's truly amazing. Thank you so much for all the support you're throwing our way. We'll be back in a couple of days with a new episode. We hope to see you all then. Thanks again, guys. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.